I think it's so much important that we have these other ways to promote literature which are not related necessarily to the national states. Because, for example, the case of China, I can't imagine that China as a state would promote translation of books of authors which are dissident, which are not, we don't agree. It means if we only have this net of promoting literature from the states, from the national cultures, then everything that is not politically correct for that country won't be promoted. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I think this is enormously important, really, really important. And I think a lot of countries in Europe have already discovered how important this is, and that they are really promoting literature from other countries, smaller countries. If you open, for instance, in Norway, if you open a novel written by, let's say, a Chinese writer, it always stays in the front. This book is translated and published with the support of the Norwegian Ministry of Culture. And this is, I think, a very, very good step, a very important step forward. Another thing, actually, is prices on books. In Norway, the prices are steady, just as in Germany. They liberated the price. What do you call it? They let the prices go free.
Deregulated.
Yeah. They found out that this was a disaster, so they come back to steady prices. I think that is a tendency in some countries in Europe. For instance, I know that in Sweden it has become a huge problem for the writers, that they never know how much money they earn, because in the end of the year they can just get a smash over the fingers by the publisher saying, aha, you thought you had sold so many copies, but I'm sorry, we have to take back half of what you expect to earn from that book, and so forth. In Denmark, it's a total disaster today. And if you talk to Danish writers, they are in despair, as a matter of fact, because of the situation. And that's where the market takes over. And one more thing, which is, I think is important too. Before, the writer had to deal with the publisher, and it was the relationship between the publisher and the writer. Today, they have the agent on top of it. So very many writers never come close to the publishers in other countries where they are translated. They only deal with their what do you want?
Agent.
Agent. Thank you, agent. And this makes the situation even more difficult for the writer, of course, because it all depends on how the agent, if this agent is good or not. And they don't even touch the book. They get a copy of some copies, that's all. So that is another kind of alienation, which makes, of course, the situation for the writer even more difficult, and also the market struggle. Because now it's a negotiation between the agent and the publisher, and the writer is totally pushed out of the picture, more or less.